Hey there, it is Ryan Ketchum here from Fitness Revolution. I want to talk to you about how to qualify a prospect right now. So many fitness pros, they get leads that come in and they may get them in for a success session or a consultation and they say, oh, they were a bad prospect, or how do I qualify this person? When somebody calls in, how do I qualify my prospect? Should I qualify my prospects? There's tons of questions about this. And really what you're trying to do when you qualify someone is you want to save yourself and them time, right? If they're just not a good fit. But here's the problem. Most fitness pros, they automatically go to price when they qualify someone. They're just go right to the budget. And instead of that, I think there's a better way. And here's your framework for qualifying a client. And before you even start that, let's talk about when you qualify. You qualify a client before they sit down with you in a success session. The goal would be once you get a lead or a prospect, you get them on the phone, you call them, you set up a quick 10, 15-minute phone call with them just to learn more about them to see if you can help them solve a problem. It's not about them being a good fit, right? It's if you can help them solve their problem, then you've qualified them. So rather than going right to budget, how do we qualify this person? Well, first we start with their goals, their plans, their challenges, and the timeline that they have. If you start with that, it makes it about them and not about you and your business, right? So we shift the focus from your business and we start to interview and investigate their needs, their wants, and their desires. That'll bring their guard down, right? And it will make them more willing to actually invest in your services. The reason so many people come in when we try to qualify and we say, do you have any questions? They'll say, well, how much do you charge? And that's because the prospect doesn't know what else to ask, right? If they knew how to get the results they wanted, if they knew all the questions to ask a fitness pro, they probably wouldn't be reaching out to you in the first place. So instead, you take control of the interview, you take control of this phone call, and you start off by aligning their goals, right? So you want to say, hey, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? Why did you call me today? What are you hoping to accomplish? And I want to figure out a very specific goal. Now, a great salesperson on this will really challenge, they'll push, and they'll press this person to get a very specific goal down. So if somebody says, well, I just want to lose some weight, and they say, how much? And they say, I don't know. And you say, okay, so if we just lost 2 pounds, would that be great? Or do you need to lose 20 pounds? Give me some idea of what you want to accomplish. So you're looking to push this person and maybe even get them to think outside of what they think is possible. They need to be able to see, oh, well, you can actually help me lose 20 pounds when I only thought 15 was possible. You should be able to stretch their idea of what they know or what they think is possible in the goals portion. Next, you want to know their plans. How serious are you about making this change? What other options are you looking at? What have you tried before? What do you plan to do? How quickly do you plan to start? Right? We want to know what their plans are. What we're going to listen for here is objections or these hidden things or hidden obstacles that might come up later. Next, we want to talk about their challenges. You have this goal. Here's your plan. Now, what are the challenges that you have? Why can't you do this on your own? What do you see as being a problem? Is it time? Is it money? This is where you'll find some of these other objections as well. And objections are okay. If they say, well, I don't know if I can afford it, that's okay. You can deal with that objection later, right? We'll talk about that. But you just want to be able to smoke it out. You want to be able to identify it. And next, the timeline. You want to be able to see what kind of timeline are they on. How quickly do they need to get this result, right? Is that realistic? Can you deliver on that? And again, it's okay to challenge a prospect. You don't have to make people like you for them to buy from you. You actually want them to respect you. So by you asking some difficult questions, on you pushing back a little bit on what they want to accomplish in a nice way, of course, you have to do it through asking them very deep and thoughtful questions so that they have to reconsider what they previously thought. Then they'll respect you for actually telling them the truth versus promising them something you know you can never deliver on. So once we've covered goals, plans, challenges, and timeline, we know a lot about what this person wants and how we might help them overcome that. Now we get to move to budget and authority, right? So this is the next piece of that framework. Budget and authority, we're going to talk about, well, what are you willing to spend for this? How much do you have budgeted? Do you have anything budgeted? Here's the thing, not a lot of people are going to just have the extra couple $100 to budget into this. You have to make sure that the goals and the challenges that they have are important enough to them that they would be willing to invest this. And we don't have to get a specific price point down. You might just say, well, are you willing to invest at least $100, $99, $200 into helping you reach this goal? Would you be willing to do that for 3 months? if I can help you reach this goal. I say, well, I don't know. I say, well, how much is that worth to you? Because we're going to have to circle back to this, right? The reason that people use money or their budget as an obstacle, and there are some people that just, they should not buy your training, they can't afford it, it would be unethical for you to sell that to them, right? But a lot of people can find a couple $100s a month for training to get them the result we want. We just have to make it valuable enough to them to get that result. So we're going to talk about budget, and we're just going to kind of start with our starting point, this starting place, to see if, hey, would you be willing to invest at least this much for this long if I can guarantee that you get this result and I can help you avoid all these challenges. Then you want to say authority. So we want to figure out like who has to be involved in this decision making. And this isn't about claiming somebody has to check with their spouse or even being mad about that. It's just figuring out how do they make their buying processes, right? In a decision with a couple $100 a month, do they need to discuss it with their spouse? Do they need to bring somebody else involved? Who all needs to be involved in this decision? And we have to be able to identify that so we know what to expect later and potentially can overcome that ahead of time. And then finally, we have to go to the negative consequences and the positive implications of them making this change. So this is where we got to bring back the value. And so we got to say, what happens if you don't make this change? What's going to go wrong in your life? What do you see happening if nothing changes? If you keep heading down the path that you're heading and you don't take action right now, what happens? Negative consequences. We've got to make it a little bit painful for them to realize that if they don't start with us, if they don't get this result, here's the bad stuff that's going to happen. Then we have to turn around and say, well, once you do accomplish these goals, how do you feel? What will change in your life? What's going to go great? And now, to get out of that pain and accomplish those goals, that should be valuable enough for them to at least be able to afford that couple $100s per month. Once we've covered all these things, goals, plans, challenges, timeline, budget, authority, positive and negative consequences and implications, right? Once we've covered that in our discovery call, we've qualified this person. And if you can help that person accomplish their goal in the time frame that they want and overcome the challenges while it fits their budget, you can go ahead and set them up for a success session. Now, here's the great thing about this. If you do this really well, you'll pre-sell people in and they'll be ready to buy once they come in for this success session. So don't qualify off of just price. Use this simple framework to improve your sales conversions down the road, but also save you time. If you just can't help someone or if they're not ready to make that change, it's okay to make them hold off or to refer them out to someone else. This is Ryan Ketchum from Fitness Revolution. I'll be back again here soon with more videos for you. If you'd like to actually get help from us. So here at Fitness Revolution, we help fitness pros and business owners just like you maximize the growth within their business, overcome a lot of the stress and frustrations that they experience within their business. If you want some help with your sales plan, right? If you want some help increasing your sales, click the link below and schedule a complimentary coaching call with us where we'll dive into the growth challenges that you're experiencing, right? And we'll see if we can help you take your business to the next level. So click that link below. All right, there should be a card up here on the video somewhere as you see that. I look forward to helping you out as you grow your business.